Welcome back, mathletes and future ballpark legends. In the last lesson, we helped Mia and her baseball team fix up the grass on their practice field. Since then, the team has been practicing every day to get ready for their first game, which is tomorrow. I can't be certain, but I just have this funny feeling that there'll be at least one home run during the game. I want to surprise the team by capturing the home run on camera. A player scores a home run when they hit the ball and are able to run around all 4 bases without getting caught. Usually this happens when they hit the ball all the way over the fence in the outfield. The distance from home plate to the outfield fence is huge. We're talking 60 and 963 thousandths meters. Now, here's where you and I have some figuring out to do. The ball will be whizzing by at an incredibly high speed, so I need to set up 3 motion-activated cameras equally distant from each other along the side of the field. One camera will be at home base, but how far apart should the rest of the cameras be? Do you have any ideas about how we might figure this out? Pause the video here to jot down your thoughts in your guided notes. Our distance is 60 and 963 thousandths meters, and we need to split that into 3 equal parts. Split into equal. We're talking about division. By the end of this lesson, you'll be able to divide decimals up to the thousandths place by whole numbers. With a little practice, you'll be ready to knock these division problems out of the park. Let's warm up with some division basics before we jump into solving our camera conundrum. Division is a mathematical operation or process that involves splitting an amount into equally sized groups. You can write division problems 2 ways, like 108 divided by 5 with the division symbol, or by using the long division symbol. The dividend, the number being divided into smaller equal groups, goes inside the long division symbol. And the divisor, the number of groups the total is being divided into, goes in front of the symbol. Pause here to practice solving this division problem. If you end up with a remainder, write it as a decimal. Well, check your work when you're done. We can't make a group of 5 from 1, but we can from 10. That's 2 groups of 5, so the 2 goes above the last digit of 10. Since 2 times 5 equals 10, we'll subtract 10 and bring down our 8. We can make one group of 5 with this amount. Record the 1 above the 8. 1 times 5 is 5, and 8 minus 5 leaves us with 3 remaining and nothing left to divide. Are we done? Not yet. We can write a placeholder 0 here in the tenths place. Add the decimal to the answer line as well so we don't forget about it later, and then bring down that 0, and we can now make exactly 6 groups of 5 from 30. 6 times 5 is 30, and we're down to 0. We've successfully recorded our remainder as a decimal, and we're done dividing. The answer is 21 and 6/10. Phew. Anyone else break a sweat? I think my division muscles are officially warmed up and ready to go. Now, on to making Mia and her teammates' home runs camera famous. The distance from home plate to the outfield fence is 60.963 meters, and we want to figure out how far apart each camera should be so that all 3 are equally distant. We need to divide 60 and 963 thousandths by 3. 60.963 is the dividend, so that goes inside the long division symbol. And 3 is the divisor, so that goes in front. What do you think we should do next? Dividing dividends with decimals is a lot like dividing whole number dividends. Remember how we added the decimal in the placeholder 0 to the tenths place in our last problem to figure out the remainder? Well, there's already a decimal point in this problem, so we just need to be sure to write the decimal point in the answer line before starting the division process so we don't forget it later. Remember to keep your digits organized. Pause here to finish dividing in your guided notes. Exactly 2 groups of 3 can be made from 6. Record the 2 over the 6 in the tens place and put a 6 underneath. When we subtract and bring down the next digit, we're left with 0. We can make 0 groups of 3 from 0, so record a 0 above and a 0 below and subtract. Bring down the next digit. 3 groups of 3 can be made from 9. Notice how our decimal point is already on the answer line. So we just record the 3 above the 9 in the tenths place. 3 times 3 equals 9. So record a 9 below and subtract. 9 minus 9 is 0, then bring down the 6. From 6, we can make 2 groups of 3. So record the 2 over the 6 in the hundreds place. 2 times 3 is 6, so record that below and subtract. And then we bring down the 3, our last digit. We can make exactly 1 group of 3 from 3, and we're left with 0. So we're done. So if I place one camera at home base, then the second one needs to be 20 and 321 thousandths meters away, and the third needs to be 20 and 321 thousandths meters from the second. Oh, I really hope someone on the team hits a home run, because this is going to be awesome. Let's do some practice problems to make sure we've got the hang of dividing dividends with decimals. By the way, sometimes the answer to a division problem may be a non-terminating or repeating decimal. A non-terminating decimal is a decimal number that continues on endlessly without a repeating pattern. And a repeating decimal is a decimal number with a digit or group of digits that repeat endlessly. If the answer to your division problem is either of these, you'll be stuck dividing forever. But we can't just keep dividing for eternity, so what should we do if we end up with an answer that's one of these types of decimals? Yep, we can round. Let's say we want to round these decimals to the nearest thousandth. To do so, check the digit in the 10 thousandths place. If it's 5 or greater, round up, and if it's less than 5, the thousandths place digit stays the same. Now we're ready for some practice. 44 and 781 thousandths divided by 7, and 197 and 362 thousandths divided by 11. I'll give you a hint. The answer to one of these problems has a non-terminating decimal. So for that problem, continue solving to the 10 thousandths place, and you can round your answer to the nearest thousandth. Pause here to solve in your guided notes. (44 and 781 thousandths divided by 7 is 6 and 397 thousandths. Because we're rounding our answer to the thousandths place, we can stop dividing once we reach the 10 thousandths place so that we can use that digit to determine if we need to round up or not. In this case, the digit in the 10 thousandths place is less than 5, so the digit in the thousandths place stays the same. 197 and 362 thousandths divided by 11 is 17 and 942 thousandths. In this problem, we were able to divide the entire dividend into equal groups and subtracted to 0, so there's no need to round our answer. Feel free to pause here if you need to compare your work to the work displayed on screen. Oh, we just got a great division workout in. It's time to stretch, hydrate, and get our minds ready for tomorrow's game. Thanks to your hard work today, I'm going to be ready to capture a home run on camera. And you learned that division with decimal dividends uses the same process as dividing whole numbers with decimal remainders. You also learned that dividing decimals sometimes results in solutions that are repeating or non-terminating decimals. In that case, you could just round your answer. Be sure to complete the practice questions and extension activities that go along with this lesson. We'll need these skills for our next lesson when we get to help Mia divide her way through her first baseball game. Until then, swing for the fences, mathematicians!
Hey.